Dear students, we shall start today the subject knitting technology. So this is the 7th semester, and in your previous semester you already learned about the technology of fabric formation, technology of weaving, and knitting is also another technology of fabric formation that we must know, because after weaving, the knitting is one of the most important technology through which we can produce various products, garments, as well as technical textile products. So in this semester, we shall learn about the technology of knitting. This slide shows the course outcome of knitting technology. As we are approaching towards the outcome-based education, so you must know what will be the outcomes of this course. After completion of this course, you will be able to differentiate knit and woven structure, various knitting elements, and knitting action. This is the course outcome 1. Then course outcome 2, you can be able to classify and compare warp and web knitting. Okay, these are the two types of knitting, warp and web knitting, that you can be able to classify. You can be able to explain the technology of loop formation for knitting. The knitting is typically a loop formation technique, interlooping technique. The technology of loop formation you can be able to explain after completion of this course. Then course outcome 3, you will be able to compare various knit structures and their formation with proper diagram. As you know, there are various structure of fabric, even they are made by the weaving technology. There are various woven structure you learned about, such as plain, twill, satin, and there are many variants also of these three basic woven structure. So like woven structure, the knit structures are also having their various types. So you can be able to identify and compare those various structure in terms of their structural parameters and properties, their formation with proper diagram. You can be able to explain the formation or preparation technique of those structure and their proper diagram. Then course outcome 4, you can be able to describe various parts and mechanism of various web knitting machines and calculate production of web knitting. Okay, so as you come to know, there are two types of knitting, warp knitting and web knitting. So various web knitting machine you come to know after completion of this course, and you can be able to calculate the production of the web knitting machine from the given parameter. And course outcome 5, that is, you can be able to describe various parts and mechanism of warp knitting machines and calculate production of warp knitting machines. So these are the 5 course outcome that you shall learn after completion of this course. So when this course will be completed at the end of this semester, you really can justify or judge yourself if you really learn these outcomes or not. So this is the syllabus. Based on the course outcomes, your syllabus has been formulated in this way. There are 5 units in the syllabus. It is a LTP 310 course, that means lecture, tutorial and practical. Okay, 4 credit course. So unit 1, that is there the difference between the knit and wovens, knitting terms and definitions, different types of knitting needles, such as beaded needles, lace needles, sinkers, jack, cam arrangement, overlap, underlap mechanisms, closed lap, open lap mechanism, etc. Then Unit 2, comparison of warp and web knitting, classification of web knitting machines, elements of knitting machines like type of needles, sinkers, needle numbering system, technology of loop formation, geometry of loop structure, elements of loop structure, needle loop, sinker loop, relation between the yarn count, machine gauge, and stitch density. Unit 3, classifications of knit structure, loop formation on single jersey, rib machines, interlock machines, sock knitting machine, loop formation on flatbed knitting machines. These are the topics of discussions in Unit 3. Then Unit 4, four primary basic knitted structures, plain knitted fabric, rib, interlock and purl fabric, special knitting machines, fabric machines, garment length machines, flat machines, circular machines, special fabrics formation. These are the topic of the discussions of Unit 4. Then Unit 5, basic warp knitting machines, classification of warp knitting, modern developments in web knitting techniques, calculations regarding production, GSM, stitch density, causes and remedies of faults of knitted fabrics. So this is the whole syllabus or content of the syllabus that I shall discuss in this semester one by one. So for motivating you, what are the knitted products? There are many products that we are using in our day-to-day life. They are all knitted products. We sometimes we don't know if this type of product is called a knitted product or not. But now it is a time to identify if this type of product is knitted product that is different from the woven and non-woven products. Okay, for example, you can see this is a cap or muffler kind of material which is made of knitting technology. Okay, and these are the some decoratives. Okay, covering the glass. Okay, some covering some vessels, bags, pillows. Okay, they are made of knitted fabric. Then outer wear of women. Okay, gloves, sweaters. Okay, so this is the typical material. This is the artificial artery or blood vessels that is made of knitted material. Okay, artificial artery or the blood vessels. They are nowadays they are actually made of knitted structure. Okay, then this is the active wire. Okay, now this kind of active wires are typically knitted material. Then this is the artificial valve, heart valve, that is a knitted structure. Then in this uh, picture you can see the jersey of the football player. All the sportswear they are made of knitted fabric. Okay, so because of some spectacular property of the knitted material, all the sportswear are made of knitted fabric. Then all the infant wears and inner wears, they are all made of knitted fabric. And here you can see this is a typical type of mesh structure, that is the warp knitted structure. This type of structure is very popular in the filtration uh, technology, and this type of structure, that is a very fine cloth that you can see as a sofa cover in your house. And this is a simple t-shirt, okay, which we are very comfortable to use in as a casual wear or leisure time. So these are all various kinds of knitted products, including the garments, various decorative materials, technical textiles, and special functional textiles. So knitting and the knitted products has a wide dimension or application of use, and it is a huge potential. The knitting market and product market of the knitted product is growing day by day. So we must learn the knitting technology and the scope of knitting technology so that we can have a better knowledge and to start our career in knitting technology. Now come the introduction of knitting technology. At first I shall define textile fabric. Textile fabric is defined as two-dimensional plain like structure made of textile materials having reasonable strength, elongation, flexibility, etc. used for different applications, particularly for apparel. So this is the typical definition of textile fabric. The textile fabric is having a planar structure, okay, made of some textile materials such as textile fiber and having reasonable strength. The textile fabric should have a reasonable tensile strength, elongation. The fabric must be stretchable, okay, and flexibility. Fabric must be flexible enough. It should not be stiff like armor, but it should be flexible, very flexible, so that it can easily be wear and it can easily assume the shape of our body. Okay, and it can be used for different applications, particularly for apparel. Textile fabrics are particularly used for apparels, for garmenting purpose. But other than apparel, the fabric can be used for various technical applications. Okay, so for example, sportswear, okay, medical devices, just I have shown in my last slide, that is the artificial artery or blood vessels and artificial valves of the heart, okay, hernia mesh, etc. There are various technical applications of the knitted fabrics. The knitting is the second most popular technique of fabric or garment formation by interlooping one set of yarn. So this statement is very important. Knitting is the second most popular technology after weaving. Weaving is having the largest contribution of fabric manufacturing. After that, the knitting is occupying the second largest market in terms of formation fabric formation for garmenting purpose. The knitting is a interlooping technology where one set of yarn is sufficient for the fabric manufacturing. Okay, single yarn can be used by interlooping to make a fabric. This is the most spectacular advantage with the knitting technology. Whereas in case of weaving, at least two sets of yarns are required, but in knitting, a single yarn or a set of yarn can be used for the fabric formation. Its share in the fabric production is about 20%. At present, the share of fabric formation by knitting is only 20%. Okay, still it is very low, but it is growing. It is having a great future ahead. The knitting is the second old technology of fabric formation after weaving. Weaving is the ancient technology and oldest technology. So after weaving, knitting technology has been invented by the mankind. It is the technique of fabric formation from a single set of yarn, maybe one or any higher number by interlooping. Okay, already I have mentioned that knitting can be done from a single yarn or a single set of yarn. Set means a number of yarns when they are presented at a time in the machine for the fabric formation. Okay, so when we are using a set of yarn, then the production will be multiplied. Okay, as many as numbers of yarn will be there in the set, as many multiple production rate will be obtained from that knitting machine. This is the spectacular advantage. Okay, otherwise you can use a single yarn for the fabric manufacturing, and if you use 10 yarn for the fabric manufacturing, then your production rate will be 10 times than that of the production when you will use a single yarn. So it is a interlooping technology. I shall discuss later how the interlooping is going on during the knitting. The knitting technology has the capacity to produce clothing without cutting and sewing. Okay, you can produce a full garment without any cutting and stitching. Okay, that is called seamless garment. There will be no stitch at the armhole, okay, at the collar, okay, at the side. Okay, a single piece garment will be produced by the knitting technology. There will be no seam. Okay, so that is very important aspect when you are manufacturing a an active wear. Okay, for example, a swimwear, a gym wear. Okay, so in that case, the seam, when there will be the joint between the two part of the fabric, there will be some itchiness or uncomfortable feeling, or that from that point of seam, okay, there may be possibility of fabric puncturing, okay, or tearing, okay, or there may be some breakage of the seam, so that will be the nuisance. So sometimes it is very important to prepare seamless garment where there will be no stitch, so that is only possible by the knitting, by the weaving technology. The seamless garment is not possible to manufacture. Now come to the history of knitting. The term knitting, that is very ancient term. The knitting has been evolved from the Saxon word "knittan", okay, which is in turn was derived from the ancient Sanskrit word "naihat". The technique of knitting by using two sticks was invented about 3000 years ago, and the same was mainly practiced by the women of royal families for making gloves, stockings and caps. Okay, so knitting is ancient technology. Basically, the knitting was practiced by two sticks. Nowadays, still the women's, they are practicing this technology. They are buying woolen yarn from the market and knitting with the help of the sticks and to prepare some winter wears. In many places you can see your your mother or your grandmother, they are practicing this knitting by using some sticks. So this is ancient technology, but that technology was initially practiced by the women of the royal families, okay, for the making of royal garments or costlier garment. But now this technology has been widely used in many areas. So this is the knitting. Now that hand knitting technology has been mechanized, okay, and uh, used in the machines for the production of the knitted cloth at a higher rate. So knitting became a profession only when Mill got involved around 1500 AD, and gradually the teaching on knitting started. So at that time, 3000 years ago, when the royal families, the women of royal families, they were practicing the knitting for the manufacturing of some garment, and those garments were very valuable garments, costlier garments. So then the male, they got involved in that business of making the knitted material, knitted garments around 1500 AD, and gradually then the teaching and learning process of the knitting has been started. That was not then confined in the royal families. Then that has been discussed and practiced in the schools and colleges. The knitting process was first mechanized by some hand-driven flatbed machine in the year 1589 by William Lee. In the year 1589, the first flatbed knitting machine, that is the simplest knitting machine, that was invented. The circular knitting machine is a sophisticated machine than that of the flatbed knitting machine that came in the market around 1850, much later. Okay, and the knitting industry started in India at Kolkata in the year 1892 in British Raj. So the first knitting machine was installed in Calcutta. Calcutta was the capital of India then, and the knitting industry was initiated from Calcutta in the year 1892. Now come to the advantages of knitting. So fabric can be produced from minimum number of yarns, even only one yarn. So this is the most important advantage with the knitting technology. If you have a single bobbin of yarn, you can produce a cloth from that single yarn. Okay. The loop size can be derived. Loop size is the unit of the knitted structure. Okay, so loop size can be varied to a wide extent, and that too very easily. The loop size, which is the single most important parameter by which you can be able to change the structure of the knitted fabric and as well as the properties of the knitted fabric. So it is very important to control the loop size during the manufacturing of the knitted fabric, and that controlling of the loop size is very easy. Okay, so these points will be clear in the later on when I shall discuss the knitting mechanism, but now you just remember these advantages of the knitting. Now during knitting, loops can be transferred from one needle to another. This is a particular feature in the process of knitting. One loop can be transferred from one needle to another. There are many needles in a knitting machines. They are situated in a series. Okay, and the loop is actually transferred from one needle to another. So this is the process of knitting during the manufacturing in machine. The extensibility and the stability of the knitted fabric can be engineered. So this is very important. You can engineer, you can alter, you can change the extensibility and the stability, dimensional stability of the knitted fabric as per your requirement, as per your wish. If you want a very stretchable fabric, you can change the loop size and you can have that. If you don't want the stretchable fabric, if you want some dimensionally stable fabric with less stretch, then you may have that fabric with the same yarn by controlling the loop size only, by lowering or by shortening the loop size only. So that is very means you can say one spectacular advantage with the knitting technology. The desired porosity and the compactness of the fabric can be achieved easily. So porosity, that is the number of pores and the size of the pores, that also can be uh, engineered as per your wish, because if you change the loop size, if the loop size will be larger, there will be the large loop. Okay, the fabric will be porous enough. If the loop size will be small, okay, then the pores will be small, the fabric will be compact, the porosity will be less. Okay, so the porosity, desired porosity and compactness also you can be able to achieve with the same set of yarn and same production parameter in the same machine. This is very important. Then shaping can be done at the time of knitting on the resultant fabric. Shaping. Okay, suppose you are manufacturing a t-shirt. Okay, the dimension of your chest and dimension at the waist will be different. Okay, there is a proper shaping is required for the perfect fitting. You can see today's t-shirts, they have a typical shape where you can see a widening effect around the chest and a narrowing effect around the waist. So that shaping effect, that V shape, that can be automatically done in during the knitting process. Okay, in the resultant fabric, that cannot be done in weaving. Okay, as I have mentioned, the knitting process, in the knitting process you can produce a single garment, okay, stitchless or seamless garment. Now yarn generally unsuitable for knitting can be introduced in the fabric as inlay. Okay, there are particular requirement or quality requirement of the yarns for the knitting, but if any yarn is found unsuitable for the knitting, then also that yarn can be used during the knitting. Okay, and then the yarn will not pass through the needle, but that will be used as inlay for making the fabric heavier, okay, and decorative. So that is also possible. You can use unsuitable yarns or poor quality yarns or variety of different fancy yarn during the knitting process for making your fabric or making your cloth more voluminous, more heavier and more decorative. That is also possible. The loop structure are easily distorted under tension in application, which imparts more freedom of movement and comfort of the wearer. So if there are loops only in the structure, so loops are actually loosely intermeshed. So that's why the loops are easily distorted when you apply tension during wiring. Okay, so that will make the wearer is very easy to wear the fabric. For example, if you will wear a t-shirt, that is very easy to wear. Okay, because t-shirt is highly stretchable due to its knitted loop structure. But if you want to wear some shirt like t-shirt from the neck, it is very difficult because the shirt, which is a woven structure, is not stretchable. Okay, so then the shirt structure is not distorted. Okay, that is a robust structure, dimensionally stable structure that is not stretchable, highly stretchable like the knitted structure. So this is the advantage with the knitting. The fabric with single face, double face, open work and surface interest can be knitted according to the requirement. So this point you need to understand the single face structure. That means this type of fabric is having two face. Okay, front and back. In the front side there will be the special color and design. In the back side there will be the other color and other design. So that kind of fabric can be used as a single face structure, means technical face only. The technical face will be always at the outer side. Okay, that will be actually visible to everybody, and the inner side, the technical back, that will be with the contact of our skin, and that will be hidden inside. Okay, so that kind of structure can be possible. Or the fabric may be double face fabric. Okay, you can both the face, the technical face and technical back will be similar. They look similar. Okay, so you can use either back side or front side. That doesn't matter because there is a double face fabric in the both side. The fabric looks similar. That type of fabric also can be produced by the knitting. Then open work. Okay, you may designs or you may do some embroidery work on the surface of the knitted fabric. Okay, openly. That is also possible by the knitting technology. If you want some design, floral design, by using some yarn, extra yarn, colored yarn or fancy yarn, that is possible. Like the embroidery on the woven fabric, that is also possible. The embroidery on the knitted fabric. Then surface interest. Surface interest is similar. If you want some surface, special surface or special color, okay, some uh, plus effect, okay, some hairiness effect, okay, that also can be possible by the knitting technology. The number of yarns to be knitted in the same fabric can be varied by selection. Okay, so number of yarn can be knitted. If you want to produce a fabric of a single color, that is fine, then you always use the same color. For example, white color. During the whole knitting process you will get a white fabric. But if somebody wants, no, I need a multicolor fabric, suppose a t-shirt which may be some stripe of 7 colors. Okay, the 7 colors you want to insert in the fabric for making a t-shirt of 7 color stripe. That is also possible. Okay, you then just use the 7 different color of yarn in the machine, and in the machine there are proper selection mechanism. The selection mechanism will insert the particular color in the knitting process for a moment of time for the knitting, and will get a desired width of the stripe in the t-shirt. Okay, so that is possible. Mm. Then total number of needle of loop formation can be varied from knitting cycle to cycle. So that is also a mechanism that you can understand better in later on. The total number of needles of loop formation can be varied from knitting cycle to cycle. Okay, if you want uh, for the first cycle, the number of needles to be participated for the knitting will be 100, and in the second cycle the number of needles to be participated in the needle participated in the knitting process will be 90. In the third cycle the same will be 80. Okay, so that is possible in the knitting process. That means if you reduce the number of needle to be participated in the knitting process, then what happens? the dimension of the fabric will get reduced. So there will be a shaping effect in this way can be achieved, which I have discussed earlier. Then yarn can easily flow from one loop to another under tension. Okay, so this happens due to the technology of interlooping effect. So one loop is actually transferred or to get into or access through the other loop. Okay, due to the tension in the yarn. So that is also I shall discuss later when I shall discuss about the knitting mechanism. Then wastage of yarn during conversion of yarn to fabric by knitting is negligible. There is negligible waste of yarn. Okay, in the weaving there is a much more waste because there will be some weft cutter. The weft cutter will cut it out the extra length of weft. Okay, but here there is no loss of yarn. Okay, during the conversion of yarn to fabric, because there is no length of yarn will be excess after completion of a knitting cycle. That you understand when I shall discuss the knitting process later. The knitting can produce fabric which are very much suitable for intimate wears as well as for technical applications. So knitted fabrics are so versatile that you can prepare intimate wears. Okay, means inner wears. Okay, which are very soft and delicate. Okay, which should be very comfortable to protect your private parts. Okay, as well as the same yarn can be used for manufacturing the technical textile product. Okay, technical textile products are high performance product, you know. Okay, they should have much stronger. Okay, they should resist much load, much harsh environment. Okay, so all those can be prepared by the knitting machine. Okay, so knitted products may be very soft product or very tough product. So that kind of design diversification is only possible by the knitting technology. Okay, so I shall stop here today. So from the next class onward, I shall discuss on reasons for growth of knitting. So regarding the study material, I shall share you with this PowerPoint presentation, and as well as there are a few books. I shall recommend few books. Okay, for your study, you should collect those books. Soft copy may be available in our library. You can hire it from our library, and as well as if the soft copy is not available, then you can take the photocopy and print out, or you can make some hand written note, because in some cases soft copy you can just read the soft copy from the internet, but you cannot be able to download the copies. You can read the ebooks in the internet only, that is they are not downloadable. Okay, so then you need to make your own notes. So my advice is to go through the subject each and every day so that you can be able to catch the next lecture. Okay, thank you, happy learning.